I love it.
Do you know the milk in my cup is warm as well? It must be Christmas. One year, the elf had a full-on relationship with Barbie. They went on dates every night. Yeah.
Love that.
They don't have Barbies anymore. Yeah. Well, the Barbie left with the elf at the end of
Bet
it.
she did.
Yeah. She went back to the North
only
Pole.
comes once a year.
It was the alcohol that gave me the confidence to jump up in front of people and start singing. And people were like, hold on a minute, that's actually a all right voice.
You had the Sky Sports Premier League theme tune. Every time I hear it, I think, God, I'm meant to be on air.
Frank was so excited to meet you at soccer. It was like, oh, Tom Grennan. And then he realised he can play.
Yeah. The little boy in me is always like so excited, do you know what I mean? So I love like reality TV.
Which one would you go on?
I'm a celebrity.
Yeah. Could you do that?
I'd win it.
Would you?
Brought to you by SkyBet.
Hi, I'm Hayley McQueen and welcome to Not Just Football, part of the Overlap Network, brought to you by SkyBet. As ever, I am joined by Christine Lampard and Kelly Cates, and we have a special guest in the house today. It is multi-platinum selling artist, former footballer, man of many talents, Tom Grennan.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
This is your
Hello.
live studio audience.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be here.
Although
Feeling
normally,
very Christmassy.
when I hear your voice, it panics me.
Yes.
Because you had you had the Sky Sports Premier League theme tune it now every time I hear it, I think, God, I'm meant to be on air. It's like, I get the adrenaline and just go.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was great.
Yeah, that was like, because obviously I played a lot of football when I was younger. And the dream was to be a footballer, but I wasn't good enough, unfortunately. So to have like my music now involved with football and around the football world is. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of like your life. It's paralleled each other, football and music, the entire time, weirdly, hasn't it? It's sort of gone hand in hand.
Definitely.
Without even trying.
Definitely, for sure. Like with Soccer Aid and with doing the Premier League stuff and then just doing things like this too and just meeting footballers, people who have been in the game and people who are around the game. It's amazing. It's like the little boy in me is always like so excited, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and then the footballers love their music as well. You see, so like, I know Frank was so excited to meet you at soccer. It was like, oh, Tom Grennan, and then he realised he can play.
Yeah. Honestly,
it was
when I impressed Frank, I was like, told you, everyone missed out on me.
Sign him up, Frank, sign him up.
Because this is the thing, you're sort of underestimating your own talents. Tell us about your sort of journey as a young footballer.
My journey as a young footballer, well, I played for Luton for many years. And then at like 17, 18, when everyone was getting like scholarships and whatnot, there was boys who were getting released from like Tottenham and Arsenal and then coming to Luton. And I realised the standard and I realised that I probably wouldn't get a scholarship at Luton. And I tried other clubs like Stevenage, Northampton. And I've always been a realist in life and I realised that I actually wasn't as good as these lads. And then I was thinking about doing the American stuff, going out to like college out there, but unfortunately I couldn't like test. They do SATs and stuff like that, and I couldn't pass them. And I was like, I'm kidding myself here. Like, let's just kind of find another path. So that's when music obviously came into my life. But football, like you say, was a big, still is a big part of my life, and something that it's my switch off. I love it. And it's a part of my life that will always be there.
Yeah.
I love as well how for a lot of people like football could be the hobby, and for you that football ended up not being the hobby, but actually the singing was your hobby, which you then turned into a career. And were you already singing at the time?
No, that's the thing. Like when I was playing football and especially like this is a sad thing, but being from a small town, Bedford, if I was to sing, I'd have probably been like, what are you doing that for? Do you know what I mean? And
showing off.
Kind of like showing off or, I don't know, but so I never did that. So I never knew that I had a voice. And then I finished playing football and then started to go to parties, started to have a little drink here and there. And it was the alcohol that gave me the confidence to jump up in front of people and start singing. And I did that, and then people were like, hold on a minute. That's actually an all right voice.
How do you not know you have a voice for all that time? Like, honestly, if I could sing, you could not shut me up. I would honestly, I would sing. Because you can sing, can't you?
Oh, no. Oh,
Come on.
We'll do a duet.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
I've got the jumper for that.
Yes, that's one of my favourites. Yeah, that would be my song. But I think it's having, as you say, you might sort of do the old classic singing in the shower thing, but to stand up in front of people and perform. But you did. Your mates kind of rallied around you at that stage, didn't they? And they were like,
They did.
You've got this.
When
There's
they saw,
something here.
yeah, exactly.
This isn't a joke anymore. You can actually do this properly.
Yeah, and also like, had a good group of mates who then was like, listen, let's do this, and you can do this if you really like believe in yourself. Then do it. And then also like, I loved seeing people's reactions. I loved seeing I could make people smile. Look, I liked knowing I could make people dance and sing, and I saw that, and I was like, if I can do that to 20 people, then I could do this on a big scale. And then I just went, what did I not do? What did I not do with football? And my attitude wasn't right with football either.
Okay.
Like, and my discipline wasn't good. And I thought, you know what? I'll take everything I didn't do and put it into music. And don't get me wrong, when I first entered the music world, there was a lot of things I had to learn, and there was a moment where I was slipping down a bit of a route where I could have lost it all, and then I had to have that talk to myself again and say, no, you've got a big opportunity here. Don't waste it.
So what age is that? Because that's a really mature lesson to learn, and you were young at this stage.
Yeah, the age I was probably, when I obviously started doing music, was 18, and having that second chat with myself was 25.
Okay.
And I think I'm about to be 30, and I think the years of 25 and 30 are a massive 5 years in life, what I've experienced anyway, where like I've learned what not to do and what to do, and at the end of the day, I want longevity in this game, like, and if I work hard now, then it's all about the longer game. And I believe if I look at it like an athlete, like if I'm running and training and doing everything I can off the stage as well as on the stage with my pen and everything like that, then I've got a long career.
Yeah. When did it come that you suddenly knew that this was a career? You got your big opportunity and your break. You're like, actually, I can make a career out of this.
Probably through lockdown, you know. Okay. Yeah, which is a bit of a crazy time to have that realisation. But I moved back to my mum and dad's house, and I look at photos back at that time, and I was a different person. I was like drinking a lot and doing other things, and my head just wasn't there. And lockdown happened, and I said, listen, that's when I said, got this opportunity, and I just got super fit, went crazy with it, and just, went beast mode, and I've not stopped since. And I think that was the realisation where like, I've got a chance of a career, and here we are.
The record deal came.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a massive thing. That's not that long ago, really, because I think I love Tom's music. I know every song, and it feels like it's been around for a long time in my head. It actually hasn't really.
No, not really. No, it's crazy. Like, time flies, obviously, but also when you're living it and when you're doing it, like, you don't realise when you were saying all that stuff to introduce me, like, I forget about all this stuff that I've done because I'm in it. Like you guys, when you're doing stuff, you don't realise what you're doing, and until you take a minute.
And living in the moment's quite powerful anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
So tell me about the songwriting, because as you weren't really aware that you had the voice that you clearly have until you were singing in front of people. When did the songwriting come? Was that something that was always kind of bubbling away, or did you appreciate it like in music you listened to, or none of it? So tell me about that.
For me, songwriting came because an incident happened to me when I was younger, when I was 18 actually as well. A lot of stuff happened in my life at 18. A lot of like, I was jumped and attacked and I had my jaw broken and first knew what depression was, first knew what anxiety was. I lost a real, he was like my best friend, but my cousin who was the same age as me, so he died in a car crash. So a lot of stuff was going on, heavy stuff was happening. And I couldn't communicate, couldn't leave my house. My mum and dad were trying to get it out of me, but I didn't want to speak to them. I didn't want to speak to anybody. Tried doing therapy. I was like, why am I speaking to someone I don't know about what's going on in my head? I couldn't communicate in that way. I do now, but I couldn't communicate in that way. And obviously I'd done a bit of the singing. So I was in my room and I got given a guitar and I taught myself how to play a few chords on a guitar, and my outlet and the way I was communicating was to be able to write about it. So I remember writing my first song and coming downstairs to my mum, showing it to her, and she realised that there was something real going on with me, and there was like a dark cloud over my head, and she then pulled me in and said, listen, like, I get it now, like, and then I realised actually I can write songs to make me feel better. And then I moved to London, and again, I wasn't thinking about a record deal. I didn't know what a record deal was. I wasn't thinking about, I want to be a recording artist. I wasn't thinking about that. It was just, I want to go do gigs to strangers who I can put my feelings onto and leave the door and go, I feel a little bit lighter today. And that's how it all happened.
Almost like therapy for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was mad.
And also,
it still is.
as much as it's something that, you know, helps you to feel better, it's also, as you found with your mum, it's a way of communicating with other people as well. It's so powerful.
Definitely. And like throughout the years, when I've done shows and these songs have gone into the world, and they're not my songs anymore. Like, they become other people's, and they mean the thing I've written it about means completely different, something different to that person. Yeah. So when you see people in a crowd like crying at a song that actually wasn't about being emotional, about sad, or even them happy tears, you know, like, you don't know what emotion it is, but them people are feeling it, and it's for them.
That's the power of music, full stop, isn't it? Like, it has an effect on different people in different ways. And to stand up on the stage and to see people singing the words with you back, I think for any performing artist, it's just must be one of the best feelings in the world, particularly if it's a song that's been really emotive and it's meant so much to you, and it therefore now means something to them. That must be one of the most powerful things.
It is, It is. I can't really explain the feeling. When I get asked what's it like being on stage, and the only way I can explain it is like finding this special thing that you can take, and it's a completely different time every time you take it, and it's so hard to explain.
Yeah. But it's putting that through an amp as well, because you're suddenly having thousands of people sort of doing that back to you. I mean, that must, to be part of that sort of communal experience as well.
Your family must be so proud of you now.
They are, They
you know, after sort of seeing this cloud lift and to see you come out the other end of that, and it's hugely inspiring to so many young people. Like, you know, there's a lot of 18-year-olds who'll be feeling exactly the same, so it is incredible. Sadly, not all of us can sing like you, Tom. You spotted something and you made it work, and everyone's got something, haven't they?
Definitely.
So,
That's
it.
Can't sing like you, can't play football like, I mean, you've got it all really. But how does it compare when you're up there, you're on a stage and you're singing, you've got your audience, compared to performing on a football pitch when you've got your fans? How does that, what is that?
Well, I never really performed on a football pitch to fans, because obviously I never made it as a professional footballer, but soccer.
Parents and things like that?
I wasn't really thinking about it at that
you
time.
Didn't care.
But Soccer Aid has given me that chance to live my boyhood dreams out. Stepping out to 60,000 people on a football pitch is completely different. Like, I was more nervous, obviously, stepping out and playing football, because in my head I'm like, I need to impress every professional here, and I need to be man of the match. Because I'm so competitive too. But people say, what would you rather, Glastonbury or stepping out to
Wembley?
Wembley, and I've got to follow the little boy in me. I'd say Wembley all day. I would.
You could do both. I was
You never know. Yeah.
Well, so what position are you?
I was a left back, but I was right-footed, so I like to cut in.
Yeah.
And you're fast.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. You got it. Like say, Frank.
I'm still waiting for Frank to shout me for Coventry now.
Well, I know. Now that we are inextricably linked.
I know.
With our
That's your team,
Coventry
isn't it?
connection.
Yeah, it is my team. Yeah, I actually messaged him before because there was rumours, obviously. So I was like, because obviously he was my manager at Soccer. So Gaffer, tell me that you're now the manager of Coventry. He's like, to be honest, I've had no communication.
Yeah,
like,
and it was like that at the beginning because people were calling us all the time and going, "Oh, I see you're going." No.
Yeah. And then I woke up to a message. Don't know whether you can swear on this, but
yeah, go ahead.
he goes, I woke up to a message, up the fucking cob. And I was like, yes! It was wicked. And then obviously like the press conference and I was just like, this is happening now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coventry City it's 2008, I was a United fan up till 2018. And obviously I'm from Bedford. Being a United fan, I never used to get to go to United. Only if we were lucky, you know. And I loved it, and I still do have that little soft spot. But I would go to games, and I never, I thought I had the feeling, until I went in 2018 to Coventry City, and I had this thing come over me when it was just pure goosebumps, and I felt like connected to like the community, the heart of the city, the football club, the people, the atmosphere, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a Coventry City fan.
Yeah.
And I knew it from there, and from then on, it's just been that, I love them.
Do you ever get a wee bit of stick? I'm a Man United fan.
Yeah.
Weirdly, obviously, I was born in Manchester, and it's quite rare, but I follow Middlesbrough. They're my hometown team.
Yeah.
I love Real Madrid as well, but we won't get into that. And they're like, oh, you're such like a plastic fan, you and your three teams.
Yeah.
Do you get a bit of stick?
Probably don't listen to it though. And if they do, I'm like, well, actually, my grandma's from Croft, so I have that connection.
Yeah, that's it.
And I just say, well, listen, it's 2024. You can do what you want.
Yeah. You're a very intuitive person, though, aren't you? You go very much on your gut.
Definitely. Like, I'm a big believer in go with your gut, and if your gut's telling you to do it, then jump.
You're talking about this Coventry connection.
Yeah.
I am catching up.
You've got
clearly,
it now.
right? I've got it. What does it take to be a Coventry fan? What kind of a fan are you? Like, what does it take to be on the stands at Coventry and to feel the pride? Like, what sort of person are you if you're a Coventry fan?
I think you're a realist because at the end of the day, like, you could have good times and you can have some bad times. Hopefully, good times are ahead of us.
I'm good at that. Right. Done.
Passion.
Yeah.
And loyalty. And I think you're all of that.
I'm in.
So you're a
The
coffee. You've
colours,
got blue
right?
blood.
Like, this is it.
Exactly.
Say, as long as it's blue.
You like a chant as well. What does she need to know? What chants?
Do you know what? I'm
songs
not
does
a
she need
massive
to know?
chanter.
No.
I'm not. I'm quite.
I would feel would you be quite self-conscious if you suddenly start a song? Or
Do you know what?
He's too good. We can't help but sing it.
Yeah.
Harmonising and everything.
Yeah. I've never been like, and again, maybe this is like why I didn't do more on with football, but I've never been like lad kind of football kind of person. I've more kind of just like loved like analysing the game and kind of just been like when I'm there, like I'm watching it like a film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when the chance come in, like I'll try getting involved, but I'm like, I don't know it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah.
Have you got the shirt and everything? You got the whole works?
I have, but unfortunately I've got a couple shirts, but they've all got my name on the back, and I don't want to be that guy.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I
Need
can't
to wear a
wear
jacket
them.
over
I
them.
know,
Yeah.
I'm sure I can sort that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's it like going to the football now as someone who is well known? Of course, everyone's going to know you're not anonymous anymore when you go to the football.
Again, like football for everybody's nice, and especially like if I go to Coventry, like everyone knows I'm a Cov fan, so people just come up and just don't really talk about music, to be honest. It's more football and just like how you feeling about the game, how you felt about this result, So it's football chat, and I like that chat. So yeah, everyone's sound. Yeah.
Do you know, I'm just thinking back to you talking about, you know, being 17, 18, when everybody's just waiting for their scholarships and waiting to kind of find out what that next stage is, and you sort of coming to that realisation that it wasn't going to happen for you. And I'm just sort of in my head comparing that to you getting the opportunity to get a record deal. And did they feel quite similar to you in that there's that moment where your future's in someone else's hands?
Definitely, but weirdly, my record deal was signed so quickly that I didn't have a minute to think about it.
So what happened?
A few of my friends have gone on to play football at a level, and what I realised from watching people who sign a contract or something, you sign it, but that's nothing. You've not made it. You've not done nothing yet. So it's, yes, you're putting your name onto a piece of paper, and yes, you might come into, I don't know, whatever, but really and truthfully, you've done nothing. You've not put any footprint into the world that you want to be in.
It's just an opportunity.
This is an opportunity, and that's how I took it. I was like, all right, cool, this record deal's signed, but now I've got to like learn and do what I need to do. So yeah.
How did it come about?
The record deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved to London. I was at university in London, and
You're doing acting, weren't you?
Yeah, loved it. So good. And
it's so interesting though that you did it, because it's just that performing element of there was always something within you.
My mum always
that
said that
enjoyed
before, like lived on a stage, like, and she was right. But yeah, moved to London and doing open mic nights, doing like every little pub I could to really just to, like I say, get these feelings off my back. And then the head of Sony was in having a pint, and they said, "Is these your songs?" I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "See me tomorrow morning," and saw him in the morning, and it was like all like lawyers and managers and whatnot, and it was a whirlwind really, and it was
like
kind
a
of
movie
like
script that
It
is.
is. Just
and I'd never been in a
that
studio
from
before.
it, yeah.
I'd never been in a studio, and it was like, right, let's go record these songs. And I was like, well, I've got to get to work. I don't know what to do. So it's however long I think I've been doing it 7 years now. Like I've been learning on the job, to be honest with you, and I've kind of like been absorbing and listening to lots of different music and trying to like just refresh my palette and just get more knowledgeable and kind of I've always wanted to make the record that I've wanted to make, and I love the records that I've made, and they've put me in this very, very privileged position, but they were all learning curves and stepping stones, and I feel finally like I've just finished my next record, and I went into this record like knowing exactly what I wanted it to sound like, what I wanted it to be called, what I wanted it to look like, and I don't know, I feel confident now, like in saying like I deserve to be here now, and also like I feel like an artist, like, do you know what I mean?
What about the collaborations and stuff? How do you choose that? Because there's some
been some-
brilliant tracks with that, and you know I love Joel Corey.
Yeah.
A Lionheart is my little girl's favourite song still of all time. They both of my children know every single word. My Lionheart. She runs around. We were talking about that before, weren't we? And you have that really high note that you have.
So
and he's like, it's really tough.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
it's
tough.
not an easy song to sing.
No, I cause problems for myself in the studio because you sing these songs in the studio and you're like, shit, I've got to perform these now. Like, maybe for 30 years. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, no, do you know what I mean? But collaborations, well, the music industry is small. Like, you know, like a lot of people know each other, and you meet at festivals, you meet at gigs and whatnot, and it's kind of like, do you want to do a song? Have you got the time? Do our diaries meet up, match up? And I like jumping on like different, like the Joel stuff, like the Calvin Harris stuff, like the Chaser Status stuff. I've worked with Bugsy Malone. KSI, do you know what I mean? Like all these worlds are so different, and I like to challenge myself to see if my voice and what I do can fit into that world. And sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it might not work, but that's cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all part of the experience.
Yeah.
Best time of the week. We've got some questions for you, Tom.
Cool.
So we've got one each, ladies. And we've also got a lyrics game as well.
Oh, okay.
On the theme of songs and lyrics.
Cool.
I've got
Christine,
one
we'll
of
start
my
with your
favourites
question.
from the lyrics.
I thought you were
Me
going to
too.
say, start with me singing.
If you want.
Yeah, I'm here for the duet. Oh, which footballer do you think would make a great musician and why?
Ooh. I think Robbie Keane would. I think he'd be a really good front man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'd be a really good front
Yeah, I
man.
can see that.
Yeah.
Well, I saw him singing at
Well, that's it. That's
Soccer
Yeah,
Aid.
he's
rock and
This
roll.
was the night before.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, what song was it now? He did a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be a good front man. Yeah.
good front man.
What's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
I love like reality TV,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of people do. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's
What's
your
your
favourite?
favourite?
Come on.
Right now is I'm a
'Cause-
celebrity.
Oh,
Well, which one would you go
brilliant.
with?
I'm a celebrity.
Yeah.
Would you?
Could you do that?
I'd win it.
Would you?
Would you seriously do it?
I'd love to do it. Yeah.
I mean,
when
would
the
you?
time is right.
Are you
when
not
the time
scared
is
of
right.
any of it?
Yeah. It'd be pretty fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the challenge of it as well. Yeah.
Oh, you love a challenge, don't you? You
Yeah.
like to set yourself goals.
Yeah.
And kind of,
Yeah. But reality TV,
yeah.
I'm with you.
good for the brain. Switch off, innit?
Absolutely.
Right, if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Amy Winehouse.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I love her.
I want to
Shoot
know as well,
something out.
actually, just because I want to know about obviously the Sky Sports element. We know how you feel about the Sky Sports
Yeah.
and the theme. How did you feel?
About the theme song.
Yeah, and how it came about and what that actually felt like when you hear yourself every time you put the TV on to watch football.
I was buzzing. I was like you'd be with your mates and go to the pub, for example, and the song would come on, but no one would know no one would know that it's me. But inside, I'm like,
That's mine.
That's me.
that's my knee slide
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
grass. Going, No, but it was amazing, and I think it was 2 years or something like that. I had it, so it was great.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, Celeste's song, who
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
it's like I don't think
Stop
that can
this
change now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't see it changing.
Well, it might.
Well, you got some intel.
I don't know, but they don't involve me in decisions that high up.
But no, do you know what I
should.
mean?
Yeah, but they change it. They change it every few years.
Well, she's been it for 4 years.
Yeah,
now.
so that'd be this right cycle, won't it? And then there's a new right cycle, so they might change it then. If they're going, I don't know. I've no intel on this whatsoever. But yeah.
she's got intel.
Yeah. She doesn't.
Tom, tell us about It Can't Be Christmas.
It can't be Christmas.
Yeah.
So I got asked by Amazon to do their Christmas campaign, which is massive because obviously everybody who has got an Alexa or whatnot is Alexa play Christmas songs, and
You know
it's-
you've ruined everybody's day now because all their Alexas are going to be playing Christmas songs.
that was my thing. But so they asked me to do it, and they gave me the challenge of writing a Christmas song. Now everybody said the Christmas song will be the hardest song you'll ever write.
Yeah.
And I went online, I was like, when were the biggest Christmas songs written? And they were like, in the middle of the summer. So I was like, cool, I want to go to the hottest place. And that was LA at the time. So I went to LA and I spent a week there and got in the festive spirit in like August time, which was a bit hard to get into. But when we got there, it was like, boom, we're in. And we wrote like 5 Christmas songs. And we had to pick which song to go with. And It Can't Be Christmas just felt like a classic Christmas song anyway, and for me it's that story of like having everybody that you love coming from different parts. Like my dad's Irish, so like I had in my head it's like my Irish family coming over or going over there and everybody coming together and that's when it finally feels like Christmas, you know, and having them loved ones like just being there. So yeah, it's all about that really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of went down like the old 60s Motown like lane and kind of tried making that modern, and I think as a Christmas song goes, it's pretty good.
But that's the thing, the lyrics and the kind of sound of it, like you said, that kind of 60s feel to it, is that sort of blend of nostalgia and modern kind of the life that you get at Christmas. That's exactly what you want.
That's exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that.
Yeah.
Lyrics quiz, Christmas lyrics quiz. We've only got a couple of them.
Cool.
Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kissed me now, I know you'd fool me again.
Driving over Christmas.
No!
No?
No!
So do that again? I was
Now
so
I know-
confident with that.
No. But if you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again.
That's Wham. Last Christmas. Give me that. Yeah,
That's
cool.
why I don't sing, but for you, Tom.
Yeah, I like that. You've got a good voice.
No, I really.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding. No, I don't. Go on, you do yours now. No. Go on.
You got to sing it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you've got to sing. You do have to sing. I did, so you have to.
Top to toe and tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around.
Oh.
That's obviously driving.
Yeah. If you go
That's
enough
the one.
times, you eventually get down
you
over
get
Christmas. It's the
What about roads might be icy, drive slow.
It can't be Chris.
Can't be Christmas.
Oh, it's so festive. What are your plans for Christmas?
Just
listen to your new Christmas song.
Yeah,
on
that's
loop.
it. Like, just wait till 25th comes and see where it is in the charts. This is my first time I'm gonna listen to
Have you heard it in the wild yet?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
But and obviously we're going for Christmas #1, which would be amazing.
I know, it's like a holy grail, isn't it, though, for a
Yeah.
lot of artists? Like, it's
That
a
is-
big deal to try and do the Christmas #1.
and-
But exciting, I remember the feeling, like, of listening to it when I was younger, going, what's #1?
That's what. Yeah.
I'm really
So,
I think it's the
Really
only time
caring.
now where I actually care what is number one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. The only
Not at the time of the year.
No.
Don't really care.
Also,
Yeah.
every year,
Exactly.
it's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think as a family we'll probably be around the radio on the 25th.
Oh, I love that image.
Yeah,
Will that be
really
the first
cool.
time you actually hear, or do you not get like the heads up? Or?
No, you don't get heads up. No,
you?
no.
Is that it?
Still old school, isn't
Do they
it?
get you?
Yeah,
Do they get
yeah.
you on a
Love it.
call just in case? Sometimes.
Do
they still do that?
Yeah, probably. But the thought of just us all being around the radio is pretty old school as well, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Love it.
And if that does happen, then
With your unlit
we're going to
tree.
Barbados or something like that. Yeah, but no, we're just at my mum and dad's, and then we're at my wife's as well. So we're just chilling, really.
Does it turn into an Irish Christmas then?
It does when we're in Ireland.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
none of my Irish family are over in
Right.
England, so
Yeah, there's not enough Irish strength to
There ain't.
slightly overrun.
there ain't.
Yeah.
Nah.
Christine will be round.
Yeah.
There's a lot of singing with us
Oh,
too.
exactly.
Oh, do you know, I'm gonna.
We'll never end up on stage, but there's a karaoke.
I would love to know what's Frank like in an
Oh
Irish
my
setting.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Is he? Yeah.
Oh, he loves
Does he? I
heading
bet he
back home.
does.
He absolutely loves it. You know, like he's
Yeah,
up
of
for a
course.
party and
Yeah.
stuff, and he loves it.
I bet he's
a
the best,
real
isn't he? Yeah.
knees up back
Yeah.
home. Yeah, that's why I
Wicked.
loved all of you so much that
Yeah.
night at soccer. There was such a team kind of
Yeah.
fun spirit amongst everybody, wasn't it? As well as
Good.
the football.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
Well, listen,
brilliant.
Tom, we're all going to be listening as well.
We
to
are.
Thank you very
to
much.
make sure. I'm
Fingers
going to
crossed.
listen when you are
Downloading.
Christmas #1.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you very much.
Christmas.
Thank you so
for
much.
ringing.
Happy
Thank
Christmas.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Loved
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
I loved all the family.
Thank you, will do. You too.
Okay, if you like the show and you have any questions or topics you want us to discuss, please just get in touch with us at Instagram at NotJustFootballPod and put your questions to us via Instagram stories.